Hello dear student, welcome in the lecture 23. In the previous lecture, we have completed our fourth chapter. The name of that chapter is GCMS. Okay, now in the today's lecture, we are going to discuss our last chapter, that is application of GC and GCMS. In the today's lecture, we are going to discuss these points. The first point is quantitative analysis by GLC, that is gas liquid chromatography. Then after that we will see the elemental analysis using gas chromatography, analysis of aluminium, and the last point we will discuss, that is determination of sucrose using gas liquid chromatography. The reference used for this is Vogel textbook 6th edition. Then we start our first point, that is quantitative analysis by gas liquid chromatography. The quantitative determination of a component in gas chromatography using differential type of detector of the type previously described is based upon the measuring the recorded peak area, peak height. This peak height, it is more suitable in case of a small peak or with peaks with the narrow bandwidth, in order to that these quantities may be related to the amount of solute in the sample. By two conditions it must be there. So first condition is that the response of the detector and recorder must be linear with respect to the concentration of the solute. The second condition is that the factors such as the rate of carrier gas flow, column temperature, etc. must be kept constant, or the effect of that factors must be eliminated. Okay, by using the internal standard method. By internal standard method, these factors we can eliminated or kept that is a constant. Okay. The peak area is commonly used as a quantitative measures of a particular component in the sample and can be measured by geometrical methods and automatic integration. That means the computer, it is widely used for the quantitative determination of a gas chromatography. In that the system, it is automatically identify the peaks. Also computer identify the peak area, peak height, and provide the result either in the printed format or in the computer computable format. That means computer provide the result. Okay. The measurement of the individual peak area can be difficult when the chromatogram contain overlapping peak. However, this problem can be overcome by using the derivative facilities or the second derivative chromatogram. Many computer program also gives the operation indicating the degree of peak overlap. Okay, so by this way we can quantitative analysis is done by using the gas liquid chromatography. Then after that we see the elemental analysis using gas chromatography. This elemental analysis, it is an important quantitative application of gas chromatography, is to determine the percent composition of the elements such as carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen and sulfur in organic and organometallic samples or complexes. Okay. So that is done by the following way: determination of carbon, hydrogen and nitrogen, then determination of oxygen, and last determination of sulfur. So here determination of total organic carbon, that is called in short TOC, is an important in water analysis. How it is done? First, water is first acidified. So due to that acidification, it remove the carbon dioxide from any carbonate or the hydrocarbonates present. Means first water acidify, so carbon dioxide or the carbonates get removed. After this treatment, a small volume of that water, it is injected into the gas stream, okay, which then pass through a heated packed tube where the organic material is oxidized to carbon dioxide. And the carbon dioxide, it is converted into methane for determination by the gas chromatography. So in this way, we can find out the total organic count, which is very important in the water analysis. Okay, so in this way, the determination of elemental analysis is done by using the gas chromatography. Then after that, the next point is the analysis of aluminium. So the application of gas chromatographic analysis to the determination of trace amounts of metal like aluminium as their chelate complexes. So for that, the sample is prepared and then that sample it is used to determine the presence of aluminium. Okay, how the sample is determined? So let us see here. The solvent extraction of aluminium from the aqueous solution using acetyl acetone can provide a suitable sample solution for a gas chromatographic analysis. Okay, take a 5 ml of solution containing about 50 milligrams of aluminium. The compound which contains 50 milligrams of aluminium, we prepare a solution and we take 5 ml that solution. Adjust the pH of that solution, it is in between 4 to 6. Equilibrate the solution for 10 minutes with two successive 5 ml portion of a solution made up of an equal volume of acetyl acetone and chloroform. So by making this volume, we can minimize the pH, it is in between 4 to 6. Then combine the organic extract. Fluoride ion causes a serious interference to the extraction and must be previously removed. Introduce a 0.3 microliter portion, 0.30 microliter portion of the solvent extract into the gas chromatograph. It is found that the solution of concentration greater than 0.3 molar are unsuitable as they are deposit solid. If we increase the molar ratio, it is greater than 0.3, then it is deposit as a solid. Thus, case a blockage of the 1 microliter micro syringe used for the injection of the sample. The syringe it is flushed several times with the sample solution, filled with the sample to the required volume and excess liquid whipped from the tip of the needle and sample is injected through the chromatograph. Okay, in this way the sample preparation is done. Then after that we see the procedure, how the analysis of aluminium is done. So first, extract a series of aqueous aluminium solutions containing 5 to 25 milligrams of aluminium in 5 ml. Using the procedure described above under sample, calibrate the apparatus by injecting 0.30 microliter of each extract into the column and recording the peak area on the chromatograph. Plot a graph of peak area against the concentration. Then after that, the determination of aluminium present as its acetyl acetone in the sample solution by injecting 0.30 microliter into the column. Record the peak area obtained and read of the aluminium concentration from the calibration graph. Okay, in this way we can find out the how much amount of aluminium is present. Okay, so this is about the analysis of aluminium. Then we see the analysis of mixture using internal normalization method. So to obtain an accurate quantitative analysis of the composition of a mixture, a knowledge of the response of the detector to each component is required. Okay? If the detector response is not the same for each component, then the area under the peak clearly cannot be used as a direct measure of the proportion of the component in the mixture. The experiment described illustrates the use of an internal normalization method for the quantitative analysis of a mixture of the following three components, that is ethyl acetate, octane and ethyl and propyl ketone. So by this using we can perform the experiment. Okay. So this is about the analysis of mixture. Determination of sucrose using liquid chromatography. The purpose of the experiment is to illustrate the application of derivatization in the analysis of sugar and related substances by gas liquid chromatography. The silylation method described is an almost universal derivatization procedure for carbohydrate analysis. The procedure is that treat 10 mg of sucrose with 1 ml of anhydrous pyridine, 0.2 ml of HMDC and 0.1 ml of TMCS in the plastic stoppered bottle. Shake the mixture vigorously for about 30 seconds and allow it stand for 10 minutes at room temperature. If the carbohydrates appear to remain insoluble in the reaction mixture, warm that bottle for 2 to 3 minutes at 75 to 80 degrees Celsius and inject 0.3 milligram microliter of the resulting mixture into the gas chromatograph. Okay, so in this way, by this procedure, we determine the sucrose present in the sample. Okay, so this is about the today's lecture. In the next lecture, we will discuss the application of GCMS. Okay, thank you.